in July, what to say about these dates. It was a great event from my perspective, from the entire organizing committee side. So, but anyway, so now let's proceed with this ceremony. And as we have, had great these 2 days, the event was jointly organized by Dr. B.R. National University, Sonipat, and Public Finance Research Cluster, Andrew Young School of Policy Studies, Georgia State University, Atlanta, US. So this was a very remarkable event and a great event for diverse perspectives and every notable speakers who have been a part of this event. So now let us proceed this ceremony by inviting our the Registrar sir to deliver the welcome address as well as present the event report of this entire 2-day conference. Sir, please. Please.
First of all, I would like to say that it is a matter of pride even to all our new students and all our faculty that under the visionary leadership of our Hon'ble Vice-Chancellor sir, फिर से start करते हैं. Namaskar everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate to our newly inducted students, and it is a matter of pride to all of us that today we are going to start a new era under the visionary leadership of Honorable Vice-Chancellor Sir, Professor Dr. Devinder Singh Sir. Today we are discussed with Professor Hankla with respect to future course of action in respect of collaboration with Andrew Young School of Public Policy, Georgia State University, Atlanta. I think it is our beginning and it is a matter of pride to all of us. And I can say that it is possible only due to the dynamism in the visionary leadership of our Honorable Vice-Chancellor sir. He has vision to how to excel this university amongst the top 3 national law university of the country. You people have just joined, you have some aspirations with the university, and you people have seen how the eminent personalities from all over the world, they are visiting this university. In last 2 days, you people have seen how the eminent scholar from the China, Mr. Young, he has visited yesterday. He is a diplomat and he is a Deputy Secretary General from ALCO. He has visited yesterday. You people have heard him. You people have seen a representation from UNICEF. Dr. Sanjay Singh, he is also diplomat. A kind of diversity in the speakers, among the speakers, you people can appreciate that how this university is running under the visionary leadership of our Honorable Vice-Chancellor sir. Today we have eminent guest also, Shiv Raman Gaur sir. He is a former Principal Secretary to Government of Haryana. I proudly say that he is our professor in practice. He will also guide you how to move ahead in future course of action. Therefore, it is our, I would like to welcome all our esteemed guests who are on dais, Professor Hankla and Mr. Gaur. Today, we have received overwhelming response from all over the world. 120 abstract has been received by Annelies Sonipat from all over the world, from Africa, from US, from Australia, from all over the world. You people can appreciate this thing. And in last 2 days, 10 technical sessions were organized by your organizers. I would appreciate to Dr. Siddharth Singh and Dr. Balwinder Kaur. Dr. Siddharth Singh, he is a very young, he is a very dynamic, and he is also alumni of Harvard University. He is a Fulbright scholarship. And you people should feel proud that you have got admission in the university where assistant professors from Harvard and those who are having Fulbright scholarship, they have joined your university. It is a matter of pride to all of you. And one most important thing is that we are delighted that the conference received an overwhelming academic response from all over the world, from so many research institutions, government organizations, and professional bodies across India. The papers presented reflected remarkable diversity, covering themes such as fiscal federalism, local governance, constitutional design, environmental governance, artificial intelligence and regulation, gender justice, human development, democratic participation, and emerging public policy challenges. The quality of the deliberation throughout the technical sessions has been both enriching and intellectually stimulating. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Georgia State University, particularly the Public Finance Research Cluster, Andrews Young School of Public Studies. For their valuable academic partnership, we are especially grateful to Mr. Paul Benson, Professor Charles Hankla, Dean Mr. Thomas Joseph, Dr. Federico Corredor, Dr. Andrews, and I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Utsav Singh. He is basically he is a person who has played a very important role behind the success of this 2 days conference in collaboration with Andrew Young. And I would like to say thanks to Mr. Varun. He is not here because he is a person who has also played a very important role. And it is a matter of pride that you people will get opportunity to visit US in future course of action. उसका जो रिजल्ट है वो आज से स्टार्ट हो चुका है. And I would like to say thank to Hon'ble Vice-Chancellor sir again. क्या सर ने पूरा डिस्कशन किया, हमारा जो स्टेटमेंट ऑफ पर्पस है पूरा डिसाइड हो चुका है. And sir, we are very grateful to you. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us with your thoughts and inspiring words. Now, I would like to show you one of the messages that we have received from Georgia State University. We have Mr. Paul Benson. Again, because of time difference, he could not join us live. However, he has sent a recorded message for this conference. So, can we play the recorded message from Mr. Paul Benson, Senior Director at Georgia Public Finance Research Cluster, Georgia State University?
Good morning from Atlanta, Georgia. It is my privilege to join you for the first International Conference on Public Policy and Public Law. I want to add my congratulations to Vice-Chancellor Professor Devinder Singh, to the Leadership and Organization Committee of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University, and to everyone whose effort has brought this lovely gathering to life. To our host and partner institution, thank you for your collaboration and your hospitality. Dean Vicino has spoken to the broader mission of the Andrew Young School in his earlier address. So let me use my few minutes to introduce the part of our school that I have the honor of leading, the Public Finance Research Cluster, and tell you why an organization like ours is so glad to help convene a conversation like this one. Our cluster strives to advance a simple but far-reaching idea: informed and effective fiscal governance from communities to nations. That is our vision. Our mission is to bring objective, timely, and insightful research to policymakers and practical capacity building and training to the public sector professionals who put this policy into practice. We pursue this mission through 3 centers, each with deep roots. The Fiscal Research Center provides tax and economic research assistance for the state of Georgia's General Assembly and the state economist. The Center for State and Local Finance develops the people and the ideas for the next generation of public finance across the United States. And the International Center for Public Policy, which is called ICEP, carries this work to the wider world. What I most want to share with you is how this work sustains itself, because I believe it speaks directly to the spirit of our partnership. Our centers begin with technical, applied work, like a revenue forecast, a decentralization assessment, or a training program for public officials. On its own, that work serves the government and solves the problem. But when we join it with the scholarship of our faculty and our research partners, the technical becomes academic. It becomes peer-reviewed research that deepens what the field knows. And that scholarship in turn raises new questions that generate the next round of technical work. Technical work informs scholarship. Scholarship strengthens the next technical engagement. It is a self-sustaining cycle and a genuine win for everyone involved. That cycle is also, in my experience, the most natural bridge between institutions. Shared projects introduce our researchers to new faculty and new partners. Common questions turn colleagues in different countries into co-authors and collaborators. A conference such as this one is where those connections begin, which is why we are so pleased to help convene it alongside the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University. Because this is an international gathering, allow me to speak for a moment more about ICEP. For over 3 decades, ICEP has advised and trained government officials in more than 70 developing and transitional economies, working alongside institutions such as the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the Asian Development Bank. Much of that work concerns the very questions at the center of this conference: how authority, revenue, and responsibility are distributed across levels of government, and how good governance can be built and sustained close to the people it is meant to serve. ICEP's experience in fiscal decentralization has taught us that there is no single template. That sound institutional design must adapt to local realities. And our projects show what that means in practice. For example, in Mozambique, Dr. Charles Hankla and the GSU team recently helped the government design fiscal decentralization reform from the ground up. Drawing on field visits across the country, our team set out recommendations on how subnational governments should be structured, how the transfer system should be governed to remain transparent and accountable, how officials should be trained to carry reforms forward, and how those reforms should be codified in law. Even here, we can recognize the same question this conference theme addresses: the gap between what local governments are asked to do and the authority and resources they actually hold. You will hear some of that work firsthand at this conference. My colleagues from the cluster are presenting research on how resource revenues shape the performance of subnational governments in Colombia, and on subnational government capacity in Nepal, which is a great example of the cycle of technical engagement matured into scholarship and now offered back to a global community of peers. So let me close with this. Effective fiscal governance at any level is not achieved by any one institution, discipline, or country working alone. It is built through exactly the kind of exchange this conference makes possible. On behalf of the Public Finance Research Cluster, thank you for welcoming us into this partnership with Dr. B.R. Abakar National Law University. We look forward to the research it will produce, the students and scholars it will connect, and the potential collaborations still to come. Thank you, and I wish you a productive and memorable conference.
Well, actually, thank you, Mr. Paul Benson, for his distinguished special address. We are really grateful to have the association with GFC as well. Now, I would like to invite our distinguished guest who has been with us for the last 2 days, Professor Chales Hankla, and we would like to listen his view, his remarks, his observation of this entire conference, and maybe he could interact with you. So. Students, yes, please, yeah, you can ask him questions, interact with him, and this is the time for you. So, please.
Questions, you can't question the guest, basically. But if you have some query, small query, relating to the events going on since yesterday, then you can put your small query. Sir would be happy to answer that. Anyone? You can in the course of time, sir, you can start in the course of time, you can ask.
Well, I'll just start here, and we can maybe interact a little bit. I'm very curious to hear about you and your feedback on the conference, but maybe more broadly what your goals are for the next 5 years. I believe most of you are in the 5-year program. So for me, just to kind of some concluding remarks, this has been, I think, an excellent conference and a good start, or maybe we could say second or third step in the collaboration between Dr. B.R. Ambedkar National Law University and Georgia State University. I probably should have briefed our director on how to pronounce Ambedkar. So this is kind of an exciting moment for us to be able to kind of build a long-term partnership with your institution. And our hope in doing that is to work together on research projects, maybe policy-related applied projects, to have more conferences. And we also hope to build opportunities for you over the next 5 years to come to Atlanta, either for a 1 or 2 week course, a certificate course, or possibly for a semester as part of the exchange program. We're still working on the details. We don't know what will emerge, and so forth. There's always administrative hurdles, probably more on our side since we're such a huge institution. We don't have the level of flexibility. I think that NLU enjoys, and that's a wonderful advantage that you have. A visionary Vice-Chancellor who is kind of able to move quickly. So we have to get through the processes of a 50,000 student university, but we get there. So thank you so much for welcoming me, and thank you so much to the Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Singh, to the Honorable Registrar, Dr. Mishra, and it was such an honor to meet Professor, is it Gar? Yes. Professor Gar, yes, and Principal Secretary Gar. And so thank you so much to the faculty also for welcoming me and making me feel a part of your university. So yes, any thoughts or feedback you can ask about, it could be about the conference, or it could be about the education system in the U.S., or maybe you can let me know what your thoughts are for your next 5 years, your goals, anything. I could, the differences between legal education here in India and in the U.S., whatever might interest you. Yes, please, let me know your name.
Yesterday you wrote about your idea of localism. So can you?
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Swati. Yesterday you talked about your idea of asymmetrical localism. So can you brief about it? Like, what is that concept that you are working on?
Yes. Okay. Great. That's a great question. And yes, So this is a project that I'm working on with Dr. Utsoff here in the front row. He is a research associate at Georgia State. So essentially the idea, the concept is that so there's kind of a well-known concept in fiscal federalism, which is asymmetric federalism, and that's the idea that within a federal system, and just, you may be familiar with kind of the definition of what that is, but again, a federal system would be a system where you have a central government and you have state or regional governments, but also that the state and regional governments have a legal identity in the Constitution and the legal right to carry out certain functions. So almost every country in the world of any size has regions or states, but not all of them are federations. Federations have independent constitutional authority to the states. And so the idea of asymmetric federalism is the idea that some regions or states might receive more autonomy than other regions or states. So you might be able to think of a few examples, famous examples like, for example, Quebec in Canada. Because it's French-speaking and the rest of the country is English-speaking, and because it is threatening secession. They almost voted for secession about 10 or 15 years ago. Came very close. The Canadian government has given the Quebec province special autonomy, and this is kind of a way to, if you will, buy off the opposition, to say, okay, if you stay within the union, then we'll recognize you as having a special status and a distinct culture by providing you with more autonomy. Another example would be Catalonia, Spain, the Kurdistan region in Iraq. So there are many examples of this kind of special status. And here in India, Jammu and Kashmir, at least before the recent changes, and maybe we'll be back to it soon, I don't know. Also, the states in the Northeast have this kind of a status. And so there's a lot of discussion around this idea of asymmetry for kind of specially independent areas. In the U.S., we don't have asymmetry for the most part. We're a very symmetrical federation, except there are a couple of U.S. territories like Puerto Rico and Guam that do have a distinct status. But in any case, so that's federalism. What Utsoff and I are working on is extending this concept to the local level and looking at how asymmetry can also function below the state level and at the local level. And when it is used, because it's something that exists in the real world, it just hasn't been conceptualized. So the idea is to try to figure out what are the circumstances in which we see asymmetry at the local level. So in India, this could include the district councils, the autonomous district councils in the Northeast that have more autonomy than the panchayats. It could also include asymmetry in terms of urban governments, because larger governments have more autonomy. Municipal corporations have more autonomy. The Delhi government has more autonomy than say, a government of a smaller place. And so you do see this kind of asymmetric localism based on capacity, based on size, based on cultural distinctiveness, and so forth. So we're working on theorizing that concept and kind of exploring when asymmetric localism happens. And then the following question, what are the effects? So thank you for the great question. Yes. Yes, please. Yeah, you.
Good
There's someone
afternoon, sir.
behind you.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Mishra. So this is kind of an informal question, but I would like to ask you, is there something that you like about India as a country? Its people, culture, or anything as such?
Yes.
This is the sixth visit to India. And half of India he has visited, and now he is associated with us. In the next 2-3 years, he will be visiting the whole of India.
This is the other half. Well, I don't know if anyone in a whole lifetime has the ability to visit all of India. But yes, absolutely. I've been coming. Yeah, this is about my 6th visit, and first visit was in 2003 to Delhi for my dissertation research. And so yes, I very much love coming here and have a real affection for India. And fell in love with it on my first visit in 2003. Since that visit was entirely in Delhi because I was doing research on kind of industrial policy, and I didn't really get a chance to do any tourism. But since then, I have been to Kolkata, Darjeeling, Varanasi. I've been to Patna, Gaya, Vice-Chancellor. I've been to Ranchi and Madhupur. I've been to Agra, and Mumbai. That leaves a huge number of places I haven't been, which I hope to go in the future. But yes, I love coming here. There's so much to admire. I think the spirituality, a communal feeling is something that I notice. I see it in the universities as well. At Georgia State, we have excellent faculty, as you do here, but we're, I would say, a little bit less. There's less of a communal feeling. People come in, work in their offices, meet with students, go home, but there isn't what I've seen here in India, kind of everyone eating together, talking, visiting the VC or the director's office, talking about kind of their issues and their thoughts and so forth. And so I think that's something very special here. Our universities tend to be, at least among the faculty, tend to be a little bit more individualistic. I think students do the kinds of things that you all do in terms of living in dormitories and talking late into the night and all of that. But for the faculty, it's a little bit less of a feeling of being a community. And so I think that's kind of something that I very much admire, kind of in miniature, visible in the universities. So also the diversity and complexity is just something endlessly fascinating. It's a feeling that even though I've been studying India for more than 20 years, I know probably well less than 1%, 0.0001% of what there is to know. So yes, thank you for the question. Yeah. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Hankla. Sir, how do you build genuine comprehension of systematic exclusion and institutional failure in students for whom these realities have only been an abstraction? And the experimental gap between a student in Atlanta and the realities here are this much wider.
So just I think so. So just to ask a clarification, so do you mean, for example, students that are from kind of weaker sections in society, and how?
I mean, just students they're in Atlanta, students who have not seen institutional failure, a student who has not experienced exclusion, and how do you explain it to this reality we face here?
Yeah, just getting your question, that institutional failure to accommodate students or institutional failure to respond to society. That is what
institutional failure to respond to society. Students has not seen exclusion in their private lives. So
yes, now got the question.
Okay. I think I understand, but tell me if I'm answering trust building, and how to kind of talk about these issues with students that may not have personally experienced it. So maybe students who have had kind of coming from maybe higher income backgrounds and may not have experienced themselves, or yeah, that's a tough question, a very interesting question, but a tough question. I think one thing about Georgia State that I'll say, I may have mentioned it yesterday, but I can't remember if I did. We're a very, very diverse university, and also one where people are from all walks of life. So we have more than 50% of the student body is African American, Black American, and we also have, so Atlanta is a majority Black city, and we have also very large communities from India, from China, from Korea, Taiwan, also from Africa, from South America, from Mexico, very large Spanish-speaking communities in the university. So we're an extremely diverse university, and the majority of students are actually eligible to receive something called a Pell Grant, which is a federal program for lower-income students. So while we do have high-income students, many of our students are actually coming from a more working-class background. And many of them are members of minority groups, and so one of the things that I observe at Georgia State is that people really learn from one another, because any class will have people from all over the world, from different walks of life. Some people who've had kind of challenging financial circumstances and are coming from that, and I think that that's really the best way for students to kind of learn about these issues is from their peers. It's something that I really like about Georgia State, because some of the more, you might say, more kind of elite or private institutions oftentimes, lack that. While they might have more resources, they lack that level of diversity that allows students to be exposed to different kinds of walks of life, which I think is a strength that we have at Georgia State. But I'm going to have to think more about the question of how to kind of sensitize or make people aware of those issues, because it's really important, and it's the kind of thing where observing things directly is more powerful than trying to teach it on a blackboard, I guess. It's a great question. Yeah, it's thoughtful. Thank you. Yes.
Sir, Subramanian Gaur, who is a ICE officer of 1989 batch, and has worked closely with the government, and the question which is asked is relating to the trust between the people and the government. And the young boy who is asking this question, generally this is being missing, because government doesn't trust its own people and people do not trust its own government. So therefore there is no trust building in 75 years in the Indian context. Global context, so Chales has explained. But in the Indian context, I think Sir would be adding a few very meaningful note to this question. Sir.
Good afternoon. That the class which is present as audience is quite aware, conscious of many issues that are prevailing in the society and the country. So first of all, one lady was asking about the decentralization of public resources and so on. I would like to say that because these resources are scarce, therefore there has to be a public policy, so that there is optimal utilization of the scarce resources. So this thing has been highlighted in the Constitution of India and is a part of the policy. Just to make you understand how it is out. And being a student of law, you should have the point of view on all these aspects, because you will be dealing a number of cases, young lawyers, and you become judicial officers, you will be facing all these questions. Second question, the gentleman was asking at the back about the institutional failure. You see, I won't say that it is institutional failure, but I must say that there is a decline. There's a decline in the system. And that decline has come because of lack of trust on both sides. You see, sometimes we are unable to see what is what. And sometimes there's a lack of dialogue. Sometimes there's a lack of confidence building measures, you see, CBM. So I must say that even you are in the university, there are many forums here, there are many must be platforms here where you can express your views, and I don't think you young minds to see we always think there is a problem. You are also part of the solution. You are not only a part of the problem. So that is a positive attitude that you have, that you are a part of the solution. I think we owe a responsibility to the whole country and to the society that how to basically handle all these things. Because if we stand for the wanting ground and keep on doing things that this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, so we are all responsible for that. Therefore, my small response to this is that we should build confidence building measures, we should adopt, we should try to basically find the solutions to the problem. There are problems and there will be problems, there will always be problems. And people who are great, we remember them in history, are those problems, those people who have solved these problems at one time or the other. So I congratulate the man, young man there for asking such a good question. And also young lady, she also asked a very good question. Thank you very much.
Students ask most of the time questions which are posed to them by the early newspapers or the media or elsewhere. The question of distrust, I think a plus 2 level student cannot build up this question at its own. It is not exposed to the system yet. Have you visited any government office yet? Any of you? Have you gone to Deputy Commissioner's office, SDM's office, the Registrar office? That is the institutions basically which interact with the people every day. So these questions are given to students by the media and by the others. But sir said that now you are in the institution itself. Now problems are in your mind which are thrown to you by everyone around. They are throwing the problem to us. And problems in India or elsewhere in society are many. If you stand outside the university gate, a chai wala, and start, you ask him just a simple question, Bhaiya, can you count the problems faced challenging the Indian system? He will count all the problems because he is reading the same newspaper and you are also reading the same newspaper, but only one difference with him is that he has an experience. That person has experience because he might be of 50 years age, 60 years age and system has not responded to him and he remains at his own. Therefore, the approach in the institution is towards the problem solving. That we have changed and that we have achieved. There are many institutions and institutions are working to decrease the problems of people. You have seen in the recent past what has happened that nobody thought, even Professor Chales will agree to me, that about India, the global perception was that who can think that from a single button money can be transferred to an individual sitting 1,000 kilometers away. It was never thought in the dreams when we were students like you, those who are studying our system now, but this is happening in India now. This is truth. That government wants to give money to the students who are getting scholarship. They are getting in their account or in our account directly. You fill up the form, you submit, you get it. That was not possible and that was not thought of. What is this? This is institutional trust building. That once you apply for something, you will get it. Most important is there is no mediatory. Mediatory means earlier the officers which I have named, Tahsildar, development officer. Earlier you want a Shauchalaya, you want a washroom to be constructed at home. Then you need a report of revenue officer, that is Patwari, known in the villages. It fills up the report, shown to the block development officer, and there are lines. There are 1,000 people and only 10 will get. That was the procedure. So what is happening now through this e-governance system? So institutions are also responding, but at the same time, if they are not responding, if the citizens are not taken into fold of the schemes, then what we are doing? We have a curriculum, we have an approach, community-based approach, in which you learn how to solve the problems. So our approach is solving the problems. Raising the problem is somebody else's thing. We are lawyers, we are professionals, we are responsible citizens, and we are here with the approach of solutions, not with the problems. Yes, you gather the problems from here and there and then start working that how this institution can contribute, how you individually can take help from the institution. We are ready to help you to solve this problem, not now, because now you have to get the grades. You have to get the timely degree. You have to appear in the timely examination. We will give you a little bit of exposure here and there, taking to the villages, taking to the factories, taking to the villa. We are giving you exposure. But when you occupy the real seat of delivery to the community, yes, then you must be full of energy, full of confidence that I have enough knowledge, I have enough learning to respond to the society problems. So my dear friends, keep these questions alive in your mind, but go to the other side that yes, I am counting the problems, but I am providing the solutions. So this is the approach, I guess. As an institution, we follow this type of approach. Others can also interact. We can take 5 minutes more for your quick questions. What is the schedule after this? What is the schedule of students after this? After that, teams are made or will be made on the spot?
The students they registered. Students are not demanding that the team should be named.
On spot. They are thinking about making their team yet because they are new to each other as well.
Mixed teams would also.
So something is going in the mind. So let Siddharth go to the program further. What is the schedule?
Thank you so much, Hankla sir, VC sir, Gaur sir. And the next part of the session is, I would like to invite our Vice-Chancellor sir for his presidential remarks and thanks to the...
I think this is the remarks, and I guess this session is a valedictory session for this conference. No doubt we have a Diksha Arambh and orientation program for the next 4 days yet going on. The guest will come in, guest will be interacting with you and learn as much as you can. As I told you yesterday, make your dream the larger one, right? Larger dream will keep your dream larger. Otherwise you would be trapped somewhere on the ground itself. Most of the time you continue to raise the problems, and in the end you know that you have a degree, but a degree is for counting the problems only. But that is not being required in the institutional system. We are here, I told you, we have a team and we are working, and students are our priority. We ourselves do not keep ourselves first, we keep the students first. If students have problem, come to us, we try to solve. As far as the conference goes, it is a great, and the whole credit goes to Professor Chales. He has been here. I also go for the international conferences, but I also find an opportunity to escape from the conference hall to elsewhere. That if I have come to Europe, I should see something, I should travel and I should see and meet other people as well. But thanks to him, he is spending time here. He reached yesterday 10:30 and he is in the campus only, has only gone for the night stay away. So this is a great learning for me also, that he means business, he means profession. And apart from the conference address, keynote address, chairing a few sessions, apart from that, we have discussed few things for us, because that Public Policy Center in Georgia University, with which you are associated as a deputy director, and there is a director, and we as an institution, what we discussed the students first, that how we can make this happen, that Georgia University becomes a reality for my student, and for Georgia University student, for his students, the DBRANLU becomes a reality. That was the focus point of our discussion. We have discussed this. Apart from 2 days delegation, the papers we have a report here. Apart from that, the long-term planning, which we have discussed, which is a student-centric approach. We have to achieve, we have to go a long way with both the institutions, because there is a lot of work to do. if we start working on this public policy. Public policy means government one side and the individuals on the other side, and every individual has their own problem. As relating to this topic of federalism, of asymmetrism, of localism, diversity lies everywhere. Diversity is among your group also. We can count the groups in USA, in Africa, in India, but we start counting the groups. Your groups are here as well. When we say priorities are different, we have different priorities. Automatically, what happens? Why this asymmetrism or asymmetry is being or differentiation in the citizens are being quoted this word? Because automatically a group or a community emerges in the whole scenario. You are 120, 180 now, but with the passage of time, 3-4 students would be leaving, and we say they form their own group, and other group is behind. And that group takes the place. That's take the center stage. That is asymmetry. Asymmetry is a law of nature. That is law of nature as well. But we are working on rule of law. We are working on rule of law that everybody gets the opportunity. That is by public. That is what sir said that government is doing. There are asymmetries and government is there for the equalizing. Government has to be inclusive. So therefore, Baba Sahib has given us a constitution, Dr. Ambedkar given us a constitution which stands with the weaker one. When somebody feels weak, when somebody feels that I have no voice, then system comes and stands, no, you have voice. We have a constitution. So believe in rule of law, practice in rule of law. So asymmetries would be there, the rule of nature, as sir said. It is in society automatically. Dr. Ambedkar also said that minorities need rights. Majority do not need any rights. Majority prevails. No rights are required for the majority. Majority automatically prevails. Therefore, rights to everyone. So therefore, the purpose, the objective, the vision, the mission to the institution is that is inclusiveness, so that we can practice and translate the constitution into reality, and everyone can say that it is a rule of law. Every problem is a reality. This is every citizen of this country, every citizen of the globe. Problems are everywhere. Don't we think that there are no problems in USA because there are developed nations? There are no problems in Europe. There are different type of problems. They are full of problems. And whenever we go and interact, we say that government is doing anything. They are also saying that government is not doing anything. And we see that government is giving a lot of security to its citizens abroad, Europe. But when we ask them, they say that government is not doing anything. People are corrupt actually. So this is around, but we are in the different now because they are different because we have joined a profession. So profession means now we have to provide the answer to the societal problems. So therefore, beginning with the Georgia University, now in reality, so in future, this type of conferences would be many training programs, projects, and then we will achieve for you the exchange programs, maybe online, maybe offline, or maybe special programs, maybe special summer schools, maybe special winter schools, something so that the collaboration which is taking place in front of you today, within 5 years, you could see that you are the beneficiary of that collaboration which started in front of you, which will boost your confidence, that things which start in front of you, they can also translate it into reality and ultimately reach you, will be beneficial to you. So with these few words, this conference is a learning for me. This conference is a collaboration for 2 universities, and through this, if 120 papers has come to the participant, we have increased our team also, that if there are public law people, 120 people interested in this, we will also not leave them, we will keep them on board for future conferences, so that if there is some keen scholar, there is a keen researcher, they can also come and join us for the future endeavors. So with this, I thank everyone, the team which has worked, my team of teachers, volunteers, and everyone, those who have worked for this. There are many things in future. Everyone has a liberty. I'm asking the teachers, everyone has a liberty to plan the activity in collaboration with other institutions, domestically or internationally. I am the facilitator. I will facilitate along with the dean. I will facilitate, and you can see many more events like this. When your seniors come, they have joined as a volunteer, all centers of excellence. You will also be given the opportunity after having some interaction and interview by teachers to allow to their centers and other things. So this would be not a national event in future. It would be international. It's a beginning, and I hope the thing which we have started now will be followed as a precedent, as a benchmark by other teachers. Our role is remain supportive. I will support, we will support from this side. You will organize so you can enhance your own career prospects, your own learning, as well as associate the students and motivate the students. Completing almost 30 years in law and in teaching, but still, when I joined this profession, I thought that I am a nation builder, but still I feel I am a nation builder. Because young stuff is sitting in front of me, and I can change few things, and on the basis of my own experience, I can say I have changed few. So therefore, I take lead, and I take people on board, and I perform and take the outcome as well. With this vision, with this pledge, and with this oath, I declare this conference closed for future events, much more high benchmark and higher objectivity. Thank you everyone for joining this, and once again you can give special round of applause, special thanks to Professor Chales. I'm once again repeating, coming here, sitting here, devoting whole time, standing ovation. Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dignitaries. Now I request Dr. Mukesh to please address the audience.
Good evening, everyone. There is an announcement for the Diksharam curriculum. All the students are requested to join us on all activities timely, and special plantation drive is being organized in the Central Park. And all the students are requested to be report on tomorrow 6 p.m. sharp. Thank you.